Trippin fans, Homage t-shirts are as ferocious as the dunks or bangouts Richard and Channing throw down from time to time, and their softness can't even be matched. Homage has been turning back the clock with throwback tees for years. From the NBA to the Ultimate Warrior, you know, the tee LeBron wore on the plane after leading the Cavs, to its first title the city had seen in over 50 years. Well, Homage tells the stories of triumph, individualism, and hustle, preserving the old school and creating new legacies. Go to homage.com, that's Homage, and pay homage with your favorite tee. Be sure to check out the NBA Jam tees and one exclusively made for me and you. We're road tripping at homage.com.
What is going on? Another episode of Road Tripping. I'm your host, Richard Jefferson. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, we're here in the Red Cup Lounge. And I want to say this. One, we're joined by co-host Alex Curry,
Hey,
back
guys.
in business. Good to see you. And I just want to say this. Our very first guest, and I don't know if it's just because he was raised right, but he's the very, very first person to ever bring alcohol to the Red Cup Lounge for a recording. Woo! So I just want to give a big shout out to our guest, Matt Greene. Greene, two-time Stanley Cup champion, sitting here joining us. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having me, guys.
No
Cheers.
problem. Thanks for coming again. That's a double cheers.
Yeah, I like it.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Just trying to beat the heat.
Oh, yeah, it is hot. You came in with two 12-packs of Coors Light, and you're like, boy, it's hot outside. And I was like, yes.
South Bay style. That's what you do when you come to someone's house.
And
it's
it's
a
just
polite
like,
thing to do.
he was raised right. I don't know if it's a hockey thing, but you are literally the first person to bring alcohol. I don't know if our reputation is starting to precede us, or if it's just you're just a generous man.
I'm sorry to hear that I'm the first.
You are the first.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm honored.
You're honored. Yeah,
I'm honored as well. But yeah, no, it's just kind of, if you're going to show up to somewhere, you might as well be prepared.
Yes.
Canadian thing?
Yeah, Canadian thing.
polite?
Oh,
Worst thing is I'm American.
Are
That's
you
the
really?
worst thing,
God.
though, yeah.
God, way
You
to
did
go.
I know. Well,
I married a Canadian, so maybe it
Yeah.
rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's
Hockey,
fine.
just
That
like,
still counts.
you guys all have
Yeah.
like the Canadian touch.
Where'd you grow up?
Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
Yeah, just outside of Lansing.
Okay.
A small town called Grand Ledge.
Oh, wow.
And I bounced around a little bit and been out here for a while now, so it's nice.
All right. So you just recently retired, right?
Yep.
This
Yep.
is the first year?
Yeah, so first year, just got done playing this year, and so transition to something else.
How's that transition going?
Still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing, actually.
What's the title? What's your new title?
I'm a pro scout of the Pacific Division for the Los Angeles Kings.
For the Los
Dang.
Angeles Kings.
That is it.
Awesome.
That's the title. So I'm still really, still just learning my way and trying to figure out what's going on. And once the season starts, obviously it'll pick up a lot. But right now, just trying to cross a lot of, check off a lot of small boxes that you don't have to deal with during the year.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad transition. See, this is my transition. I'm trying to figure out how I can stay relevant and still drink at the same point in time and try and get paid to do it. So
That's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of it. This
Find
is,
your passion and find a way to get paid for it.
oh, yeah, this is my
Finding it.
passion.
Yeah.
Bullshitting and drinking.
Hanging
Yes, that's
out,
my
talking
passion.
out.
Basketball's been, God, it's been such an interruption.
Can I ask you, last year, Matt, at what point did you kind of realize that was kind of the direction your career was going in?
My back was pretty messed up going into the year, and I knew that if I knew it was probably my last year going in, just because I wasn't very good. I was slow, and it was kind of, I saw the writing on the wall that it was just going to be my last year, and so then I just wanted to play for as long as I could before I had to have surgery, and then injuries kind of piled up, and I knew I was going to have to go on a knife, and then that was it after that. So,
Dude, that's tough because I think for most of our listeners out there, like, hockey is a fucking brutal sport.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
and they play injured.
You guys play injured. You
Yeah.
guys go through all that stuff. I understand there's a difference. Like, basketball players, like, we take a lot of rest days. I know you guys probably watch that. It's like they're resting again on a national televised game. Yeah, that probably wouldn't go over very well in hockey.
no, but it's different though. I mean, you guys, it's a different sport where us, like, you can. If you're going to dress, if you're one of those 18 skaters and that are dressed that night, you need to play your part. You're going to get your minutes and you need to play. And basketball is a different sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some guys who can play the entire game, and that's a skill all in itself. So if you got a guy who can play the entire game and you guys play 4 and 4 nights sometimes,
Yeah.
then Yeah, get a rest day.
Well, that's what
that's just good coaching, and that's good. That's good strategy.
See, it's good to hear another athlete saying that's good strategy. So all the people that want to criticize us, well, not me because my old ass has to play, or else they're going to get rid of me. But there's a lot of top players in this league, and it's been a big topic of conversation. We don't need to get deep into it, but yeah, no, it is smart. Like, you've been through the wars. Like, you've won 2 Stanley Cups. You've been through those long, long seasons where it's like, if you get a chance to give a guy a night off or just a break, because it's mental. It's a mental night too. Mm-hmm. You get a chance to just kind of turn off your brain and just like, okay, I just need to help my teammates. I don't even need to dress out. No, that's so valuable.
I'm trying to think though, like how often does like a Doughty or a Kopitar or a Carter like get a night off? Does that ever happen?
No, those guys, unless you're clinched. At the end of the year, say you clinch a playoff spot and you can't move up or down.
Yeah.
So you clinch the 6th spot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens. Then they'll give the guys a rec. The only time that's ever happened here was in 14, where they gave a few guys off. And it was only guys who were a little bit hurt, too. So they said, okay, we'll take some days off. And it was only probably 3 or 4 games at the end of the year. But for the most part, our team is never, it's always fighting to kind of jockey for position since I've been in LA. So every time it's guys play. Mm-hmm. Guys play all the way to the end. And like Doughty last year played 82. I think Carter played 82. I think Kopi played in the high 70s, and he missed a few at the beginning. So like those guys got to carry the mail for us, and it's never – you're never that far up or behind somebody. You're always kind of in the mix till game 80. So you need your stars playing every night.
See, we did the exact same thing when I first came into this league. The only time you would get is either you were injured or you kind of viewed it as a spot where you could get somebody extra rest. But that was it. You would only rest like in the last like 5 or 6 games if you had already clinched, and there wasn't really that much of it. They're like, well, they've already clinched. Sometimes, like if you were kind of like if you wanted a team. I remember one year we had to play the Bulls, and if we beat them, then we got to go to like the lower part of the bracket, which was considered easier. There was like lesser teams there, but if they beat us, then they would have got to play us in the playoffs. So both of us were trying to win in the 82nd game to try and get something completely different. Even though both teams are already clinched, we couldn't really jockey that much. It was just a matter of one spot. And that was actually like a playoff game for a team, but 2 teams had already played it. But yeah, you don't get it too much anymore. Now the jockeying for position is kind of well done way before that got started. I have one question. You mentioned 82 games, and people don't know that hockey and basketball, typically we share arenas, we share locker rooms. Like a lot of times, like they're breaking down our floor or putting our floor together based on who was playing, whether it was hockey or basketball. But I just want to know something, because so many times we've come in after a road trip, we'll pull into an arena, and the fucking hockey equipment smells so bad. I have never experienced anything like it. Man. And to this day, I was like, what does that smell? There's like, oh, that's just the hockey equipment. It's like, do you guys smell that anymore, or do you recognize it? Because I'm telling you, like basketball players, like all we do is sit on planes with guys on high fiber diets, farting, burping, like that's constantly. And we get into a locker room after a hockey team has been there, and it's just almost unbearable.
Yeah, I think you get used to it. But the sad thing is, though, too, is like I feel bad for guys that played their parents growing up. Because, like, at least at this level now, like, we have guys that are – your equipment guys are cleaning your gear. They're taking care of it. It's getting aired out. It's getting – it's getting dry in between skates.
Yeah.
Poor parents, man. Like, that stuff must have smelled like cat piss.
I didn't even think about that.
Just terrible.
No, just to give you guys an understanding, like, imagine the worst smell – and then double that, and then imagine having to be in that locker room for hours.
It's insane, because I played soccer, and your shin guards would smell.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine that for your entire body, and then double it by, like, 3 times the thickness.
Yeah, no, we go in and there's fans going.
It is insane.
Like, there's fans going, trying to, like, dry the equipment and stuff like that. It's just like...
Oh, yeah.
Does football, I know I might sound arrogant, but I didn't play football. Our football team at our school was terrible, so it was a waste of my time. But it's like, does football equipment smell that bad? Or is just like hockey has extra padding and shit that you guys go with?
I don't know, man. It's, it slaps you in the face when you walk into that room there and the fans are going. But they also have the heat turned up to try to dry it out. And yeah, you get hit with it pretty hard when you walk in the room. But you just get used to it. And like I said, too, it's a lot better than what you remember growing up, too. When you growing up, some of those rooms were just atrocious.
Yeah.
For all the basketball fans who may not know the amount of gear that hockey players wear, will you explain just kind of all the different the different pieces? Because it's a lot of different stuff you guys have on.
Well, yeah. It depends what guys like to wear underneath, but I wear long pants, long shirt, compression shorts. So, that's an extra layer of sweat right there. And
just drenched when you're done.
Yeah. And then cup, garter belt, shin pads, socks. I'll do it in order, so I remember actually.
Oh, is this like a routine? Or
just how I get, or else I'm going to figure something here. Your pants on top of that, what you see on the outside there.
So the big puffy pants.
Your socks that come over your shin pads, and your skates, and then elbow pads, shoulder pads. Some guys use wrist guards, and then helmet, gloves. Jeez. And so, gloves at the end of the day are pretty nasty. Your skates, I used to skate barefoot for a long time. Those would turn really, really bad. And then after that, they take, like I said, those equipment guys, they work some miracles.
Like, how do you skate barefoot?
Just kind of got into it, man. I'm never going to say I'm the smartest guy out there. It's just something that happened that just kept going.
Mac Truck Allie, she told us that at one point in time she was playing in her LeBrons without socks. People do that. This is the thing. I didn't know. But people will go and do their stuff just like basically raw dog. Like that's just really.
Are you wearing socks with your shoes there?
No. But see, I don't count these like runners as like these are just like driving, walking around. Basically slippers. Once these start to smell, they go. I'm not
they're throwaways.
They're throwaways. Like I'm not like actively doing activities in these things. No, not a chance.
That's a Nike Elite burner right there.
Yeah, that's a Nike Elite burner.
Those are not normal burner shoes.
Well, no, I wouldn't even.
That's emptying out the account. That's emptying out the account on the Nike Elite.
Yes,
and they call those burners.
Yes, gosh, that's good. Yeah, see, he understands a Nike Elite account. So for the fans,
I don't know what that is.
So the fans out there that don't know, so Nike a lot of times because they are the best company. Ask Kevin Durant and what he said about Under Armour, but. What they typically do is they give us all, some guys get paid, some guys have deals, but all of us have merch accounts where we can go onto one specific website and it's just like, imagine like a Foot Locker on a website. That's basically what it is. And we get a certain amount, but every September 30th, the amount clears and your new amount starts again. So if you have, and I'm talking about the numbers can be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $10,000. Yeah. So it's like after you get your cousins, your mom's shoes and whatever, like if you've got $5,000 and or $2,000 and there's 3 days left, you just go and just crush and just buy like socks. Hey, I need a piece of luggage, like whatever it is. Like that's one of the perks. But yes, I'm glad you understand the Nike Elite burner shoes.
Do you have one of those accounts?
Yeah, but mine was at the lower end. When he said that he was going to burn his last $5,000, that's what I start the year with. Yeah.
Again,
different sports,
different sports. But you guys, we need this shit to work out in. You guys have your equipment. Does Nike make skates?
No, they got out of the skate game.
Really?
They were in it for a bit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So who makes skates?
Bauer, CCM. I think Reebok now.
Mm-hmm.
How many companies are there? I've never been in.
Maybe four or five.
Okay.
That might even be pushing it. Maybe four.
So now that you're retired, have you seen the movie Cutting Edge?
I saw the movie Cutting Edge when I was younger, yes.
Such an amazing movie.
It is.
Are you thinking about going into figure skating?
I could barely skate with hockey skates, so I really don't know where that came about. I got duped into that movie so bad. In the previews, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be all about hockey. Everything was over in hockey in 30 seconds.
It's an amazing, but the beginning, that first 30 seconds is really, really
good. Yeah. He was a good player.
He was a really good player.
He had a lot of talent.
Poor guy, man. That blindside. Do you have any idea what we're talking about?
No, I've not seen the movie.
Cutting Edge. Good boy.
It's
Elwin.
a love story.
Yeah, it is amazing. So for all you guys don't know, my guy DB Sweeney. It's a movie basically about a hockey player who is supposed to be the next NHL #1 pick, playing in the Olympics, gets hit, blindsided, has a blindside, can no longer play, no team will sign him. So there's another girl who is a pairs figure skater, but she sucks. Everyone hates her, so no one wants to pair with her anymore.
A little tough nut to crack,
a little diva.
Okay.
So the dad brings out this famous like hockey player, just saying hey, he was one of the best skaters in the world. Let's see if we can try this. They ended up pairing, and then it's just They end up doing the Pepchenko twist. It was amazing. It was an
I
amazing
love that you
move.
know the name of the move.
I swear I think that's what it's called. I've seen the movie that many times. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But no, it's an amazing movie. You need to see it.
I'll put it on the list. What's it called?
It's called Cutting
Cutting
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah,
I
put it
always
on the
keep a
list.
notebook.
I would
That's
ask
good.
Allie if she's seen it, but we know she hasn't seen shit, so that doesn't really.
That's amazing. One thing I love, Matt, about everyone that like kind of has worked or played for the Kings stays here in the South Bay. You guys have really taken over this town and this city, and it is the LA Kings South Bay.
We're trying to. I think it was a lot different. I got traded on here 9 years ago, and there was, guys from the generations before us that are now in the front office, like Rob Blake, Glenn Murray, Nelson Emerson, Sean O'Donnell. Those guys all stayed here, and then there was a big gap of guys would take off in the summer. And I remember I got traded here, and I was 25, and I was walking on the beach. And
Why? Where are you going?
I called my parents. I was like, this place has existed my entire life, and I never knew about it. Like, what the hell is going on here? I was like, I'm never coming home.
Yeah.
And you talk to your friends back home at the beginning, and they said, "Oh yeah, how do you like LA?" I go, "I love it. I love it." They're like, I could never live in a big city. Come out and visit me one time.
Yeah.
See, they come out there. This is nice.
This is
This is great.
This is not the big city.
It's a well kept secret. I guess not anymore. I mean, but it's awesome. It's such a cool place to live, and you ride your bike or walk to everything, and it's easy lifestyle. So I don't understand why people would leave, and now more and more guys are starting to move here. So it's a lot of fun.
You actually got honored. He got honored by Hermosa Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Share.
Yeah, I think a Good Samaritan or something like that. It was Stoley and I got honored for being Good Samaritans at Hermosa Beach, helping out with some charities, and just being some good people.
I haven't gotten
Did you get a plaque?
I think you might have missed this by like a year or something like that. They were doing like an honoring of champions or like.
It's such bullshit.
Yeah, and I think you missed it. It must have been short lived.
Yeah,
after the pictures got out of Stoley and I think they said,
we're not doing that again. No, I've been singing the praises to the South Bay. Obviously, Alex, you were born and raised here.
Yeah,
but I've been singing the praises, and every once or twice a week, I see people on Twitter. Excuse me, it was the Coors Light. I see people on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, I got to get to the South Bay. Like, what is the South Bay like?" And it's just like you just have to experience it. And I'm glad because more and more athletes are coming down here. Like Ryan Anderson lives 4 houses away from me. You see guys all the time just kind of coming down here and just like, "Yo, this is pretty nice." And
Shaq lived here.
Yeah.
For a bit, he was in the Hill section in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah. Well,
Blake Griffin was on the Strand in Manhattan.
Now, privacy is not key. Like I can understand some guys because if you're on the Strand, you're not going to have a lot of privacy. You're going to get a lot of riffraff.
You live in a fishbowl.
Yeah, but the locals here, they just let everybody do what they have to do. No one cares. But North End is your bar.
Team bar.
Team bar.
Yeah.
Not yours specifically.
Team.
But yeah, so I haven't really partied in North End.
You haven't?
No, I've been a Shellback guy. Even though I live right down the street, I've been a Shellback guy most of the time. I typically,
it's a volleyball thing.
It is a volleyball thing.
That's why. You've made the transition into that volleyball lifestyle.
I'm a part-time basketball player, full-time volleyball player.
Yeah. Well, that's the way to do it. I'm an aspiring volleyball player right now.
How's it going?
Terrible.
Really?
Terrible. I can't get above a D ranking.
Oh, but if you're the D, we've seen some other Ds out there.
But the time that I'm having, it's awesome.
It's
You'd probably be a steal though. Like you're like a hidden D player. Like someone picks you up and it's like he's athletic, he can do it.
Yeah, they think that.
Okay.
They think that. Then I get out there and play, and it doesn't really translate that well. But no, it's awesome. It's crazy because that's one of the first things I've been like. I don't remember being this passionate about something.
Yeah.
In my life, except for like hockey when I was younger, or like sports when you're younger, and all of a sudden to be able to like, let's go play some volleyball.
Yeah.
Like let's go do this. Like let's see if we can sneak in like an hour and a half, like on a Wednesday. You're like,
it's amazing, right?
Are you kidding me, man? It's like this is fun. Like this is what it's all about, playing sports.
Well, that's the culture. I was joking with somebody. I was like, dude, when I'm retired, I'm not going to be this guy playing 18 holes of golf and going on golf vacations. I'm literally going to be the guy that's like, babe, I'm going to go play volleyball for like 5 hours. I'll be back. Drink beers, bullshit. That's it. But that's part of the culture and the lifestyle down here. for our listeners out there, I know you guys get a great insight on what it is in the season. Like, we recorded on planes with different hotels, different cities. You know, part of sitting down with another athlete from another sport is to just kind of show it's all the same. Mm-hmm. We want to do the exact same things. We're all pretty much in a spot where we just want to drink beer and relax and chill, train, have an active living.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing.
You just want to have a good time. I mean, that's kind of that's the lifestyle here. It's work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
That's what it's always kind of been in the South Bay. Sometimes you walk out like on a Tuesday and you're like, does anybody work here?
No one works.
Does anybody work?
Yeah.
I mean, I know like my schedule's like, as all of ours are, is like so random. Like, you work on holidays, you work on weekends, you do, whenever the schedule says you're working. But I swear to God, I don't know what half people do here.
We have
it's $1 million at least to live here.
I had a game where I have a game with a buddy of mine where we take pictures of bars or Starbucks or, you know, just random places, and then you wait, you hang on to it for like a week or 2 weeks, and then you send it to me like, guess what day, what time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
you're
a
like,
great game.
Give me a date and a time. And
Yeah.
I'll be like,
That's
all right,
awesome.
Friday, 7 o'clock. No, Tuesday, noon.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, and the bar is
No,
just
it's
like
insane.
overflowing with the line.
Packed.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
I'm definitely going to play this game.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's
play
awesome.
This game, the no one works game.
Yeah.
No, so
No one
even
works.
even in the South Bay workout, I Soho Yoga and which
That's
you
nice.
are. No, he knows.
Okay,
He frequents the place.
Okay.
But 9 o'clock and 10:30 are the busiest classes, and I'm talking about 40 people, 42 at
Yeah,
capacity.
you pack it way too much.
Well,
it is way
well,
too
I
packed
just-
Sweat and Sculpt.
Well, yeah,
Like,
no,
I stopped going to that one just
I-
because it's like,
I
hi,
can't.
buddy.
Oh,
I don't really
well,
want
you
to
know
touch
what?
a sweaty body.
You just have to just kind of just enjoy the sweat, just enjoy the culture in that one. But no, those are the most packed classes, even at Soul Cycle, and it's just like 10:30, and it's not. You can say it's. I understand that there's a high demographic of like stay-at-home moms, and so you're just like, oh yeah, no, there's a ton of guys in that class, like a bunch of athletes, everybody's in there. I just don't get it.
I still can't imagine you at Soul Cycle. Every time you say this, I just try to picture you at Soul Cycle.
I
I've
swear-
still never been to a class. I enjoy beach cruising too much that I don't want it to ruin how much
It's
I love
not
beach
going
cruising.
to ruin. Have you done
Soul Cycle?
no, my wife's
Yeah.
all over it. She
no,
loves
that's
it.
I'm saying it's all. bunch
It's
of
all
women love
what?
it.
It's all what?
It's all a bunch of.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. No, it's not all a bunch of women. Thank you.
What's the
there's-
ratio?
15-1. Yeah.
It's the same. That's the same thing as in yoga classes too.
Same thing as a yoga
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
That's that. Why do you think we do it? It's
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
I can go to the gym and just lift weights with a bunch of guys, or babe, I'm gonna go do yoga. It just
Yeah.
it just helps my body, helps my mind,
Helps my mind.
helps my
Helps me
mind
reset.
a lot. Helps my mind.
Just centers me.
Just centers me. Yeah.
You know, all I'm worried about is the 60 minutes on that mat.
Yeah.
That's what's
That's
going
it.
on that mat. That's
That's
all I'm
the
worried about.
only,
I'm only looking at the
within
mat.
that room, that
Yeah.
wall. That's where my brain is. That's where my mind is. The Mavericks were actually just there. One of our good friends, Jamal Mosley, is an assistant coach, and he took all the guys there. And it's so funny, like Harrison Barnes, Devin Harris. It's so funny to see their reaction when they haven't done that for a while, and then they come out and they're just like, "Fuck, man." Like, you do this a lot? And I'm like, yeah, like 3-4 times a week. But then afterwards, like 15 minutes later, you feel amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my shit.
Welcome to Total Wine and More. It's much more than a wine store. It's the 8th wonder of the world.
When people talk about Total Wine and More, they get a little carried away. We're just a big, friendly place run by people with a passion for wine, beer, and spirits.
On your left is every Chardonnay ever made.
Now, that's an exaggeration. It's only about 750 Chardonnays. See, we travel the world to find the best wines from the best regions, and we sell them at the lowest prices anywhere.
8,000 different wines.
Okay, that one's true.
2,500 different beers.
True.
3,000 spirits.
True.
And friendly, helpful experts at every turn.
Okay, yeah, that's also true, but
And Total Wine and More always has unbeatable prices.
you know what? Maybe we are the 8th wonder of the world.
And here we have a man who's bragging.
Sorry.
No problem.
Now open in Arboretum, Sunset Valley, and Lakeline. Shop online at TotalWine.com. Always the right bottle.
I got a question. So
Please.
I know we talked about this when you came to the Angels and talked to like Trouty
Yeah.
and Keenan about like traditions or like fun kind of traditions that different sports have or like little like things they play with each other. So I think I texted you this a couple days ago, but Trouty, star player on the Angels. He was
Never
out for
heard
a
of
couple
him.
days.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was he? He's like an MVP or something, right?
Yeah, just like the MVP.
Like 2 times.
He
Yeah.
ran
Does
into
he
the
have a
wall
first
pretty
name?
hard,
Yeah.
hurt his neck, sat out a couple games. And one of our guys, our first baseman, Crony, he's like, "Hey, you hit 2 home runs tonight. I'll buy you season tickets
I
to the
heard
Suns."
about this.
He hit 2 home runs that night. Trouty bought him season tickets to
Dude,
the Suns.
that's a bold bet.
Have you? Do you guys do anything like that? Does hockey do anything like
No,
that?
I've never bought anybody season tickets to the Suns.
That it.
Never.
I can honestly
I
say.
can honestly say that in my life. I never
Yeah.
have.
I will say this, and fortunately for Trout, they're probably fairly inexpensive right now. They're in a rebuilding phase. Don't try and take one snap or one clip and just turn it into something different. Just saying they're in a rebuilding phase right now.
Yeah.
So he kind of probably lucked out.
Yeah.
How much do you think those tickets are going for right now?
Season tickets?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Arizona's
know.
great, too. Not a lot of
I know how much
taxes.
they were.
No,
I know where they
it's
are.
amazing. Arizona's amazing.
You take a guess because I know.
I
where
have
and
no
how
idea.
much. I can't share it, but I'll give you like a
No. But people,
above or below.
People will be able to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out off this. Do you guys? So when we had that, what's his name, Trout, whatever that guy's name was. When we had him on, they had a shower scene where all the guys on your birthday they just douse you with stuff, milk. Icy,
whatever you can grab,
whatever you can grab.
They call it the Dominican shower. Our Pupils
apparently that's offensive.
Is it?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
I was like, no, like
that's what he says. You can't say what they say.
Okay.
Did you just say you people? You can't say what you people
I didn't
say.
say that.
No.
Did I? I was like, oh my
She's
goodness.
like, I'm all over.
I want her
Rich, I'm
gone.
sweating.
I want her out of here.
I want her out of
I'm
here.
spitzing over here. I'm spitzing.
Getting uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
And you're
This isn't
right
a
in
safe
front of the
place.
fan. You're literally blocking the fan. So do you guys have like hockey traditions or like just because we try and give insight player to player. We don't. This is not an interview situation, but if there's a story like we talked about. For us, our rookies have to sing happy birthday. Our rookies have to, we typically trick our rookies into running out into the arena first on opening night. Just little bullshit. I know we have a lot of basketball listeners, especially in Ohio, but hockey is huge out there. I don't know much about hockey or the traditions that come with it. Like, do you guys have things where you guys kind of haze the rookies?
Yeah, we have a rookie dinner every year, and so that's just good fun though. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing malicious like it was in college or anything like that, or or the junior teams that you guys play on where it's just downright mean. I mean, now it's you just play. You go out, you pay for dinner. Rookies usually have to do a skit, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a really fun night out for the veterans to be able to hang out with these guys because I think you know how it is. You have a couple kids at home. You're probably not getting out with these kids when they're 19, 20 years old at home in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You're not going to bond with them outside of the stadium. So like these nights on the road are probably some of the best times where you get to see the personality, you get to see how they interact when they've had a couple beers, and it's fun. It's a good time.
No, it is. That's the most fun part of the beginning of the season is getting to know the new guys or whoever's new to the team or whoever is kind of your rookies. I've been on good teams, so when you're on really really good teams, fortunately, I don't mean that to brag. You get kind of like the rookies that are trying to make the team.
Yeah.
So those guys are typically a little bit quieter. When you're on like a middle range team, you might get a guy that's a rookie that's the 10th pick or 12th pick, and he's going to be on the team, so you can kind of haze him just a little bit more. Does your hazing go on like through the season? Do you make them carry bags? Do you make them go out and pick up random shit? Like, what do you guys make them do?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's again too like it's. They take really good care of us at the NHL level. The minor stuff like that. Everybody carries. You got to clean off the bus afterwards. You got to grab the bags off. Still you got to wait for elevators. You got to do.
Yeah, the wait for elevators is big. If you're a rookie for all you guys that want to do hazing, don't try and squeeze on the elevator, and don't be the first on the elevator. Yeah. If all the vets are coming off the bus, because typically we make the rookies sit closer to the coaches in the front. Same thing. Yeah. So you guys are typically some vets have made rookies wait to be the last ones off the bus. Like that's what
it was my first year.
Really? They made you wait?
My first year was known everybody else gets off the bus before you do.
Oh, yeah.
And then you grab bags, you load them off of the bus, toss them out there for the guys. So you're underneath the bus throwing bags out. And then wait till you get up there, into your room. But I mean, guys respected that though.
Yeah.
If you did it without anything, then I think this was before text message. But my hotel phone would ring and say, "Okay, meet in the lobby in 10 minutes."
Yeah.
All right. So you don't ask who it is or anything like that, and you go down in 5 minutes, so you're not late.
Yeah.
And these 4 veterans would come out. All right, yeah, you're coming to dinner with us.
Yeah.
And that was, you didn't ask why, you didn't ask who it was or where we're going or anything like that. I was like, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah.
That's so. You're recently retired. I'm 1, maybe 2 years out.
Ooh.
That to
You got 4 more.
4 more miles.
You got 4 more.
If I can
I mean,
get
you
enough,
retired for what, 2 minutes?
If I can get
after
enough,
you won the championship.
Yeah, I
and
retired.
then-
No, I retired for like 48 hours.
How were those 48 hours? They were pretty
They were a
fun,
great
huh?
48
Yeah, good
hours.
times,
They were
huh?
a great 48 hours.
Never have to do this again. Never have to do this.
I hate this.
Hour 49. Oh, jeez, I got to
jeez.
sweat.
Oh,
I gotta
God,
do
I
something.
got to
One more
work
year.
out. But that's really what it was. Like, we went. So right after we won, and I want to get to some of your Stanley Cup stories. Right after we won, it's crazy, and the next thing you know, we're at the parade, and everywhere we went, it was like 1 more year, and you're just like, are you shitting me? Yeah, for me, I'm the 19th guy on a 15-man roster. Like, are you guys chanting 1 more year? Okay, I'll come back. Gosh, yeah, you just took me really, really far back there. That was. I appreciate that. I hadn't thought about that in a while.
Yeah.
Right, Elwood? We're going to sit here and retire. So you had a bulldog too, right?
Yep, I did.
Oh, man.
I got it in college and then had it for 8 years. Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke?
Yep.
Nice.
Who was better looking, him or Mickey Rourke?
I think they look pretty similar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My
Mickey Rourke's my man. Favorite actor of all time.
Is he really?
Love him, yeah.
Oh, no, he's done some good stuff. I've seen him in New York, like in the random nights. I've seen him out, and he's a unique individual.
I've never had the pleasure of seeing him.
Really?
Never. There's one story that's unbelievable. I think he won a gold medal for the wrestler or something like that.
I just looked him up.
And he and they interviewed him afterwards. They're like, "What are you gonna do?" It's like after winning this award, what are you gonna do? And he looked in the camera deadpan. And he goes, "Anything I can."
Anything I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best answer of all time.
Oh my god.
Like, what are you gonna get up to? Don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well, yeah. You had to. Don't tell me you didn't have the same kind of attitude after you won your first Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, wherever the night takes you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely looks like a bulldog.
He definitely looks like a bulldog.
But that's a good looking bulldog.
Yeah.
So yeah, wherever you can. It reminds me of Kingpin when he's like, "I'm above the law. I could
bigger.
I'm
finally above the law.
I'm above the law. I can do whatever I want. Run my way out of anything." And it's just like it's true. Like, you guys, I remember being down here in the South Bay, and I just moved here when you guys what was the first year you guys won it? 2012. And it was like, you guys bring the trophy. Like, just
Parades.
Your parades. Like, I'm hearing all these stories, and I think I might have been in Utah. So we had lost as soon as the season was over. We were done. We didn't make the playoffs. But then you come to LA, and it's just like this whole area is just on fire for the Kings. It was really, really awesome. Like, tell us about it, man. What was your first experiences?
12 was crazy. It was nuts. We made the playoffs as an 8 seed.
Yeah.
And we just caught fire. I think we were up every series 3-0.
Wow.
And we ended up going 16-3 to win. And it was completely out of left field. And while we were doing it, though, too, the Dodgers were playing, and then I think the Clippers were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers were in the playoffs, and there was a tour of LA that ended at downtown.
Oh, it was nuts.
Downtown LA. So it was absolutely
Mayhem.
insane. You couldn't get a hotel room.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it. Traffic was just nuts, and even us, like we had to jump around hotels the night before a game, just because you couldn't get anywhere. It was insane.
Wait, so do you guys stay in hotels the night before games?
Night before games in the playoffs, we do, yeah, just to kind of get rid of, because they're all, everybody's thought was, well, you're gonna have a bunch of family in town, people come down for the finals.
Yeah.
Just make it easy. Just remove yourself from the situation. You got to check in at 7 at night,
Yeah.
and then you stay there for the rest of the night. So it's just,
Wow.
That is so professional.
yeah, it was a good deal.
That would never go down in basketball.
What happens during the finals for you guys then?
During the finals, you tell your family you're going to go take a nap and leave me alone. But it makes sense. Don't get me wrong. For the finals, that makes sense.
Yep.
There's always that kind of school of thought. Well, what we've been doing up until this point, right? Like, let's not change it. If you're going home and you're eating your wife's, pot roast and taking your nap,
Stick with what's working.
Yeah, stick with what's working. I didn't know that. I knew football does it, so that's kind of just what they've always done, is just go in. And it makes sense. Like, it's only X amount of games that you have to kind of sequester yourself into into a room. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. There's probably a few guys on both sides that could probably use it. But yeah, no, that makes sense.
No, it was good. I think guys enjoyed it, and I mean, again, too, it's a little bit of a pain at the beginning, but then guys just got in a routine. And then after, basically, we did it that year, made our run, because we never got past the first round before then. So we made our run. So after that, it was just, okay, this is the way it is, and here you go. But then after we won, we had the parade here, or the parade downtown, and that was great. And then it was just, it was on. It was on. Like, it was like every time you talk to somebody, like, what are we doing now? Like, all right, we're going here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, we're going to the Dodgers game to throw out the first pitch against the Angels. All right. Next thing you know, I'm in full Dodger uniform. And I'm sitting in the dugout during the first inning.
And you're just like, what the hell?
I'm up on top of the railing. And nobody's kicking me out.
No, you can do whatever you want.
Like,
you're a champion.
You're literally above the law.
The game's going on. I'm sitting there in the first inning, and I'm talking to this guy next to me, and I look over. It's Kershaw. And he's like, hey, this kid's supposed to be really good. It was Trout's first year. He's 20.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm watching Trout's at bat, Dodger Stadium, just with my arms over there, full Dodger uniform in the first inning. Finally, I stopped. I was like, I got to get out of here.
Wait, did you have that moment? I had it where you think to yourself, you're like, if winning a championship gets me all this, I would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
Right? I would have worked a little bit harder.
Why did I wait till I was like 30 for this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I waited till I was 35.
Yeah.
I waited till I was 35. And it's like, okay, I'll come back one more year just to see what the rest of the shit is. But it was the same thing. So last year, after we won, the Indians made their run, right? And they caught fire. But we decided, because it was great, because we get back and it's like early September. And so the Indians just make the playoffs. And so as a kind of a group, we're like, yo, let's all go over to the Indians game. They're in the playoffs. Let's go do that. We're there just in the box doing whatever we want. Next thing you know, we're on the field. LeBron's giving a speech. Literally he's giving a speech before the first round of the playoff. And after that, we just decided to kind of support the city, So we were at every single round, right? So we lost, I think, our second game. So the first game of the World Series, and we got our rings on the exact same night. And people were like, what do you do? Like, which do you want to pay your ticket for? Do you want to watch the Cavs get their rings, or do you want to go to the first game of the World Series versus the Cubs? So it was like, it was crazy because there were so many people from Chicago coming in. Anyway, fast forward to game 7. After we've supported them through all the rounds, Major League Baseball gets our team a suite. So we get a suite and we get to walk, because it's just a tunnel to go to the baseball stadium. I'm in there talking to the Major League Commissioner, right? And he's just like, hey guys, we really do appreciate your support. We really do appreciate you guys, doing the cross support of, the Indians and baseball. It's really awesome. And I'm sitting here like, dude, I have no business talking to you. Like, I have no business being here. I just been hanging out. But yeah, thanks for having me. I'm at the World Series.
That's exactly it, though. It's so funny the situations you find yourself in.
Yeah.
And when you have the wherewithal, because there's a lot of people that, they're like, oh yeah, this is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this guy seems all right.
Yeah.
No idea who he is.
No idea.
And it's the same thing. I remember we went to the Belmont Stakes. I was in Santa Anita. So we're down there, we're hanging out, we're having a bunch of beers, horse racing. My first race ever there. That's the best drinking game I've ever been a part of in my life.
What is
it?
Well, you just sit there, and every 45 minutes you pay attention for 2 minutes.
Yes.
Place bets, and then go back to hanging out with your buddies. And then 45, they ring a bell, you pay attention, then you go back to hang out with your buddies. And then you see if you won money or not.
And you just keep getting drunker and doing stupider bets.
Oh, yeah. And it's ingenious. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and
the fourth horse in the fourth race, always.
They tap us, and I'm like, okay, we must be leaving. All right. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're handing the trophy on NBC to the winner of the Belmont Stakes.
No way.
It's like me and 3 other guys from the team, and I got my glasses on. I was like, this is stupid. I was like, why am I here right now? Like, I'm on the track in mud in a full suit. I was like, this is ridiculous. They won't say no to anything around here.
You can do anything you want.
Yeah. It's insane.
That's the part that kind of blew my mind, and I always had heard stories, but it's just like you said, the moments that you find yourself in it's absurd. Like my little boy, he's 2.5, and after we win the championship, he's on the podium basically with us. I'm holding up our one fingers with the trophy. Then a couple months later, the Rams play their first game here in LA.
Oh yeah.
He's there first game ever. Then he's at Game 7 of the World Series, sitting there, and I'm looking at you, and I'm just like, the shit that you've seen by the time before you're even 3 years old, and I'm like, and I'm flabbergasted. And he's just sitting there like, Daddy, more popcorn, dude. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, you don't even understand where you're at right now.
But what do you do? Do you just bury those pictures deep, far away? So, like, he doesn't, like, when he's like, oh, hey, you had another Little League game today. I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
I've been in Game 7 of the World Series. I'm
not
going to my Little League game today.
I literally took a video. So no. So it's going to be something where he's going to be like, Dad, I want to go to a baseball game. I'm like, dude, you've been to Game 7 of the World Series. Like, shut up. Like, you want to go to Game 92? Like, leave me alone.
He had a hissy fit when he was supposed to throw out the first pitch.
Yes, he came out to throw out the first pitch. Like, yeah, no, it's so crazy. I wish somebody would have told me sooner that winning a championship can change your life and that you will see shit that you had never seen. The first experience I ever had, so I was in New Jersey, and we were playing in the finals at the same time that the Devils won. And so they bring out the trophy to our arena because it was like a very rare occurrence to have the hockey team and the basketball team in the exact same arena both playing in the finals at the same time. So it was a rare occurrence. They won. We didn't. No one cares. No one feels bad for me. But I remember that night I went out and they ended up being at a club. I think it was Pangea in New York, and literally just drinking out of the trophy. Like they're just pouring drinks, doing whatever. And I know God knows where that trophy has been after all these years. Lots of stories. I know lots of stories, but whatever. I've seen a million people take shots out of and drinks out of it. It's been cleaned at least once. But did you do any? Where did you take the trophy when you got it?
First time I went just back home to my hometown of Grand Ledge, and the second time I went to North Dakota, I went to school.
Oh, wow.
And just the most amazing thing of that is that you see people that, your friends' parents that you grew up really respecting, and like, oh, this guy's buttoned down. Never seen him had a beer in his life.
Yeah.
And that trophy gets around, and it just turns people into just barbarians.
Yeah.
just
barbarians.
Just people like the guy, your dentist growing up is all of a sudden elbowing kids out of the way to like get like a picture with it. Like, it's my turn.
Wow.
Give me a shot. It's like, oh my God, what happened to you? Like, this is amazing.
It's incredible. I don't think, maybe if you're not a hockey fan, you don't know, but when you win the Stanley Cup, you get, is it 24 hours with it?
24 hours in the summer, yeah.
Yeah. Every player gets like your day with the cup, and you can kind of do whatever you want with it, but there is a keeper of the cup, and he is there to watch it. He travels with it. Are there rules?
Yeah, there's rules. I think usually they'll cut it off right at midnight. And then also there's, if you didn't win it, you can't lift it above your head. If you're going to drink out of it, you have to have. So say you're going to drink out of it, and I'm on the other side of the room. Yeah. I got to be the one holding it.
Oh, yeah. No, so you guys were, I forgot who it was. It was from the Devils. And again, I was only like 22. But they were pouring it in there and shoveling it for me. I wasn't the one doing it.
Yeah, they'll stop the fun there sometimes when they say, like, if they're not around or something like that, they'll tell you, hey, wait till Matt comes back before, or whoever has the cup that day, wait till he comes back.
God.
I just saw a baby getting baptized out of the cup.
I'm sure, man.
I literally just saw that image on TV like this past week. I was like, is that a baby getting yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a lot that you can't that you can do that somebody hasn't done yet. Like, I don't think those guys who watch it have ever. We had the same guy both times for the party there, Mike Bolt.
He's hilarious.
It's just one of those deals where like, hey, what if we did this? And he's like having a sandwich, completely relaxed. He's like, yeah, go ahead. I saw that last week.
Just don't break it.
Okay, but what if we did this? Yeah. You have any mustard? Like, just... Like,
Well, no.
I'll tell you when you can't do something. Just go ahead. Have fun.
Yeah. And say what you want about everybody's, like, favorite team or favorite sport. If you go down and you put all the trophies in line and say which is the most impressive, the Stanley Cup wins.
Hands down.
Like you say it and you see it in the size and the names. Everything's engraved on it. It's like I see like the biggest sport in the world is soccer. And I swear that FIFA trophy is so shit. That FIFA trophy is awful. They got to redo that. I know it's tradition, but you literally have something at this point in time is so dinky. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Mm-hmm. Like, am I the only one that feels that way?
I never thought about it before you just kind of brought it to my attention. But yeah, I mean, it could be more grand.
Yeah, it's the size of a 40 ounce.
Yeah.
Like that's not
which
impressive.
Is a pretty good size.
It's
convenient. It fits well in your hand.
Agreed.
It's functional. It's a functional size.
Edward 40 hands.
I can't think of 40 without thinking of Edward 40 hands.
Duct tape and tube socks.
Oh my God. God. That's what I'm saying. It's just like you should just have something grand. But no, I've always kind of been envious of that trophy. Not just the grandness of it. It's the Stanley Cup to me is the most impressive trophy. So you should do something with it. Baptize a baby, drink out of it, do whatever you can. I know there's probably not been too many things that hasn't been done.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of creative guys who've won that over the years. So I'm sure they've had some fun with it.
Did you do anything like crazy?
Nothing crazy. The coolest thing that I remember doing is just looking at it with my dad.
Yeah.
And then you can look at all the names that the guys that you really looked up to growing up, and you see their names etched on there, and then you know that your name's going to be etched on there. And some of his heroes too, like watching hockey, years ago, and then the second time we got it, my name was already actually on it, so you can kind of see, you see that and compare and stuff, and that's when it really sinks in. You're like, holy shit, like this is going to be here for a while,
forever.
Like this, like I could be done playing hockey tomorrow, and this is still going to be here. Like and with all my teammates too. Like that's another thing where it's such a difference if you're on great teams and you have good friends, but you don't win the championship.
Yeah.
You're not going to stay, and it's a fact of life. Like you're going to find something else to do. Those guys are going to play on different teams, but you winning a championship, you will be bonded with those guys for the rest of your life.
I'm still trying to get rid of some of them.
Yeah,
trying to get Channing to call me back. Channing won't even call me back, and his name. He's one of the hosts of this show. Hey, Channing, man, I miss you, man. See you in Santa Barbara, man. Hope you're well.
So do all the fans. Is that for LeBron's camp in Santa Barbara?
We typically call it a team camp.
Okay.
But no, no. We Bron is, he's such a camaraderie guy. And he is all, just team. He's a team guy. Mm-hmm. So when I first got here, like 2 years ago, he invited everybody down to Miami. It was literally like a week before training camp. It's like, hey, we got a bunch of new guys. Let's get together. Let's work out. Let's break some bread. Because once training camp gets together, like you said, in Cleveland, once you get back to your city, everyone's got kids. Everyone has, this and that. So this is a way to kind of get together before you start that process and go to a dinner, have a beer, kind of catch up and bullshit. So we did it we did it in Miami. Then we did it in Santa Barbara last year, and so we're going to do it again in Santa Barbara this year. But no, man, it's a good time.
It's funny. I remember you telling us on the podcast a couple years ago. You're like, "Yeah, I'm going to go work out with LeBron for the first time."
Yeah.
And you're like, "I mean, they were trainers and people everywhere." And you're like, "I was huffing and puffing, I couldn't even keep up." I'm like, "Bron, please just slow down."
Well, yeah, no, it was like I show up and I do like an hour workout and I'm feeling good about myself. I'm thinking, it's like, okay, it's 11:30. Maybe I'll go grab some lunch and sit by the pool. And I'm like, I knew Bron had worked out like an hour before I got there. And so then I'm on my way out. I'm like, what are you about to do? He's like, oh, I just got to go lift and then I'm going to go to the track and do some running. And I'm like, dog, I can barely walk right now. And this dude, he's like, even now, if you go and look at his Instagram videos, some of the shit that this dude's been doing just in his like workouts. Mm-hmm. And I'm out here just trying to shoot like my 500-600 jumpers a day, trying to lift, trying to just do some stuff just to keep my body like glued and duct taped together.
Well, it's just knowing your body.
It's just knowing your body. But it's still, to me, it's just so impressive. At now it's starting to get to at his age, just he how hard that dude works and just the time that he puts in is still, it's impressive. But that's also why he is who he is. But yeah, no, my body can't handle that shit. No, I'll tell the guys, they're like, dude, so when was the last time you played? I was like,
last game.
Game 5. Game 5 was the last time that I played basketball. I play a lot of 1-on-1 and some shooting. But that's it.
So you were talking about how, when every team, like you come back and that's like you're coming back together for the first time. Everyone's coming back into the town. That's what's so unique about the Kings is there are such a big group of you guys here during the off season. And you guys are like a really close group. There are like a core of you guys that are true friends.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of guys are real tight. So, I mean, we hang out, play volleyball together every Saturday, all that stuff. But we used to do that every year, too. It's our owner had a ranch. And so we'd all, it's everybody would pay our own way to get out there and hang out there for a couple days. Same thing, just kind of catch up with everything. How was your summer? How'd everything go? A little bonding, cruise back. And I think it goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's also really cool to hear that because you hear all this negative stuff about LeBron all the time. And it's fun. It's fun to hear some positive things, from actually guys that play with him. Because all you hear is the media, and it's either he's the best player in the world or the worst player in the world. So it's fun.
Isn't it crazy that there's no in between?
Yeah.
It's like he's either the best player in the world, or he'll never be as good as Jordan, or is he better than Kobe? It's like, guys, you realize that you're talking about Michael Jordan, who really retired 15 years ago, Kobe, who is now retired, and LeBron's in his prime. Yeah. Why are we doing all look, I understand that everyone has their goals, like you talked about, just seeing the seeing your name next to other great people that you watch and play. But it's just like, dude, you got to give the guy a little bit of a break. But no, man, he is, to me, like, I've been fortunate where I've played with Tim Duncan, Dirk, J Kidd, Steph, even again, just, Tony Parker, a bunch of guys that will be in the Hall of Fame and have that. But as far as a team, just, hey, let's get together, let's, drink some wine, let's tell some stories. That's part of the reason. One of the things that help with this podcast is, one, Alex and the Detox crew kind of introducing me to it from that standpoint. But the other side of it is he's Italian when it comes to dinners. Like, the dude wants to sit there for 5 hours and just argue about basketball, argue about whatever, and just drink wine and eat meals and tell stories. And I'm like, shit, we should at least like just put mics on it and just have everybody listen to it. And they just loved it, man. So it is interesting to hear other athletes here. It's like, I heard he's such an asshole, and it's like, from who? It's like, well, the media. Yeah, he doesn't really like the media.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the media now, it's everybody's either got to be the greatest or the worst. There's no in between. You can't just be like you can't be a good team guy anymore.
No.
Like, how was this guy? Great, good player, 10-year career.
Yeah.
Anything he did well? No.
It's like,
no, he stuck around for 10 years and he's pretty, good guy.
Yeah.
Like, just say that. Don't say, oh, he didn't live up to expectations. Or, it's just like, not everybody's
whose
the greatest.
expectations? What expectations?
Yeah.
Like, we're all people here.
Yeah,
we're all just like
bust.
trying to get through life in a positive way. Like, people forget that you guys are normal people. That's the biggest thing I've learned from fans and meeting fans is like they're so infatuated and just, I mean, that's what a fanatic is, but they forget that you guys are normal people. They literally forget that you're just like a hardworking, really good at your job.
There's always the comment about Kwame Brown, and they're like, oh, he was the number one pick, and was he a bust? And it's like, okay, let's put this in perspective. Kwame Brown played 10 years and made $50 million or whatever. Yep. Congratulations, dude. Your family, your life is changed forever. Was he a good person? Don't recall him ever getting in trouble or getting a DUI. But I don't recall him getting in trouble. Like, so the guy wasn't as great as other people projected him to be. It's not his fault. He never came out and said, I need to be this. If you don't draft me with this, then no. But, that, like you said, it's either you're the worst or you're the greatest, and it's this. And it's like, this is our job. Like, all we really want to do is, one, play the game that some guys like, a lot of guys love, and, hopefully save money, change our families' lives. People don't understand that.
Win a championship.
Or a couple if you're Greene over here. Yeah. No, people don't understand that, man. But I think with Instagram and Twitter and Uninterrupted, I think you get more and more fans are able to kind of see guys from a different perspective. Yeah. And
are
I don't
you
know
on
if
social media?
No.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you're on social media.
I'm so proud of you.
And you weren't really until the podcast.
Yeah, no, I have a Snapchat, which again is a whole nother story. But
it's hilarious.
I don't. Yeah,
it's
right.
Hilarious.
I'm almost 40. I have a Snapchat. Yeah, it's awesome.
I get told that's what I'm missing out on the most.
He's like on the plane. He's on the plane, like getting guys sleeping. He's in the training room, like as they're getting rubbed down, putting the faces on them.
Because it's so real time. So it's just like Instagram can be okay. I'm going to filter this. I'm going to post this. This is it. It's like Snapchat's so real time. Even though Instagram stories kind of stole their thing.
They did.
But yeah, no, it's funny. And I just basically fuck around with my teammates and just crack jokes.
That's the fun part, though. Like, I feel like I'm honestly, that's the first thing I feel like I'm missing something when I'm not on it.
Yeah.
Because I'll get text. My wife was out for a couple dinners 2 weeks ago. My buddies just start texting me out of nowhere. I'm on the couch and I'm just watching TV. I'm getting text. Looks like she's having a good time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? Oh, yeah. And then it's like, another one comes in like, what? Party night, Like, another one. It's all I'm thinking. I was like, and it's all harmless fun, but it's just like, that's how people keep in touch now. It's not.
It's how you know what
it's
people
not
are,
like,
what
and so
doing.
like, I come into the rink the next day. Oh, yeah, looks like Alyssa had a nice night at dinner. It's like, I don't know. We didn't talk. Like,
yeah.
We didn't talk. Like, she showed up. She smelled like Dracor.
Yeah.
It was like,
No, but his wife has a pretty cool job.
What does your wife do?
Explain it.
She's a stylist, so she dresses people and stuff like that. So yeah,
I liked how you use that generic term, people.
People.
That was very professional of you.
Yeah.
There's like people, other human beings. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Again,
Human beings. She closed them.
Talented
She closed
human
them.
beings.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, she works hard. She works hard.
Does
has
she
fun.
dress you also?
No. No, and I think she
Has she tried?
That's usually the first comment every time. She's like,
Yeah.
"Just," and she's like, "God, no,
Yeah.
this guy's terrible."
Wow, but
Yeah.
that's what kind of brought you guys together. Your fashion sense and your love for fashion.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. No, I think it was met at a bar.
You met at a bar.
That's perfect.
What?
Yeah. It's a modern love story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, was it on Tinder?
No, this is before Tinder. This might have been pre-text too.
Yes, pagers?
Text.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that people
Pre-text for me.
It was so.
I think
it
other
was-
people had text. I think I still had a flip phone.
See, I think we've really kind of narrowed it down. It's not so much that the millennials and people feel like they're whinies or they get everything. I think it's just they don't have to work as hard to hook up.
Yeah.
Like if you saw a girl at a bar and she was hot, if you didn't talk to her, you would never see her again.
Mm-hmm.
There was no, hey, I'm going to follow you on Instagram or, airdrop a photo like you do.
I mean, that's different. That's texting. We take a photo here. You're only going to get high quality if you airdrop, Richard. That is not like a new thing. That is like a technology thing.
I literally just saw, are you familiar with this like kind of airdrop, air bomb
Nope.
thing?
No. Oh,
Neither
okay.
am I. And
No. It's a funny. Okay, I don't think I talked about this on the last
you didn't.
podcast. So it's a fun game you can play. AirDrop on your phone. You literally you can just turn it on. You flip it up. Oh, that's photos. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So it's like how you can turn on like all these different things like Wi-Fi, airplane mode, and then there's an AirDrop. And if you have it on everybody, you can literally click on a photo. Say you want to send this to someone, and how it comes up like text message, and then people who have their AirDrop on will just randomly show up here, and you can just click on it and send it to them.
So you can send random
You can
photos to
send
random people.
Whoever has their AirDrop on, and they have to accept it or decline it, and you can kind of play a game and see who's going to accept these like random, funny, silly photos. It wasn't to meet people. I'm like 11 years out of the game, but. It's
And then
just,
so they don't know who it is.
No.
They just have your blank number.
You don't
No,
even get your
you
number.
don't get a number.
You don't even get a number.
A number doesn't
It just
show up.
saves into your
So
photo.
it's just for funsies.
Yeah, it's
just
for
for funsies.
funsies.
And it's just a
It's
just
for
a
fun.
picture.
Like randomly, they
Yeah.
have no idea. Because like if you have like a name like mine's Kerdog, so it's not like my first and last name on my AirDrop, and like some people just
But
have
now
like
they
whatever
know.
your
Now
Now
you
they
just
know
told.
now.
You
I know
just told
whatever
12
your
people.
iPhone is named,
Let's change
it'll
your
just
name.
say
Let's change
Gotta
that
change
name.
the
okay.
name.
This, yeah.
They just
Yeah.
accept. Kirkat. You just press accept, and once you press accept, then it's just saved in your photos, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
no, I've never.
It's a fun game.
I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah, on
I
an
wonder,
airplane is the best,
I wonder
'cause
what
there's
would
so many
happen
condensed.
at an arena.
Oh yes.
If you just airdrop some airdrop it at an arena. No. Hopefully we can start a game. I would love to be airdropped. But Matt, man, thank you for joining us. This is really it's really that simple, man. That easy.
This is great.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
We crushed some beers. I think we can crush a couple more.
Yeah.
Before you get out of here, man. But first, man, I just want to say thank you for joiing us, man. It's quick and easy. Alex, God, you're amazing as usual.
Kerdog.
I didn't do anything.
Kerdog.
Big Al, you're the one who gave me Big Al. Well, that's
Yeah.
what my soccer coach used to call me. When you called me that, I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard that in like 10 years. I love it.
Big Al.
Call me Big Al. I was like, it's bringing me back.
Oh.
It's bringing me back.
Wait, you still do the Kings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What you're making it seem like you're never going to be able to be
No,
called Big Al
I know.
again.
No, I'm just saying the first time he called me Big Al was just like,
God, how long have you been doing that?
ouch. Are you calling me old?
Well, I get called old every single day.
I started like Kings like right after the first Stanley Cup. So 2013 is when I came on.
Okay. All right. That's not
Yeah.
bad. Kind of a veteran now.
Yeah, Angels 2012 and then Kings 2013.
Oh, she's a veteran. She's a
And
veteran.
then
Grizzled.
on
Grizzled.
the ice with
Grizzled.
you guys when you won the Stanley Cup. That was my first year sideline reporting, 2014.
Did you get a ring?
No, they Kings kept it pretty
Pretty tight.
tight.
I think the second time was pretty tight.
Yeah.
First and second was pretty tight.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
I'll say this. Pretty much anybody got a ring in Cleveland. Like fans
Yeah.
got a ring. Like just thank you to the city
Yeah.
of Cleveland for getting it done. But hey, I'm Richard Jefferson for Alex Curry and our amazing two-time Stanley Cup champion, Matt Greene. I'd like to say thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.
Trippin fans, don't forget, we are working with a t-shirt company that you may have seen around, Homage. They're the ones that are responsible for LeBron's Ultimate Warrior shirt and many of the college designs you see on tees. As they pay homage to great moments in sports and inspiring stories, go check out their NBA Jam tees at homage.com. You're sure to be inspired and will get a kick out of their special design of Richard and Channing. Get them while they're still in stock at homage.com.